I'm glad that you joined me today, and happy International Women's Day to all of you. Today on the seat, we are delighted to have one of the women who has ensured that today is a remarkable day. She's been running this organization that empowers the kids, and she has over 1,000 kids. So help me welcome Moesha.
Yay.
Moesha, it's good to have you.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show.
I'm happy to be here.
I'm happy to see you too.
Yeah.
Tell us about you, to those people who have not had time to interact with you.
Okay, my name is Moesha Kibibi Tajiri. Most people know me as Miss FBI, as the only female dancer in the award-winning dance crew called FBI Dance Crew, means Focus Beyond Imagination.
Yeah.
Others know me as Moesha. Others know me as Tajiri. Many children out there call me Mom K. Yeah, and I'm happy to be here. Happy International Women's Day.
Happy International Women's Day to you too. And I'm so happy to meet you. Why? Because you are a woman.
Yeah.
And you are so young.
Thank you.
So young is relative, you know that. Yeah, depending on wherever. But I'm impressed when I see young women doing tremendous things. And that's what you're doing basically.
Yeah.
Could you tell us what is it that you're doing to those people who have not had time to interact with you?
Okay, I have an initiative called Divas Power Initiative.
Yeah.
Divas Power Initiative is an initiative that empowers girl child through education and talent.
Yeah.
And so many people have been asking me, how did you come up with this thing? Why Divas Power? So this thing came from my story. It was not a setup thing or anything.
Yeah.
It came from my story because I was born and raised in the slums of Majengo.
Yeah.
And at the age of 13 years old, I was just home because of dance, and at that moment no one wanted to listen to me because they told me you need to choose either dance or school. So
either
dance or school.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I told them I need to do both because I love both of them, but they told me no, you need to go, most of my relatives. So I used to sleep outside because I didn't have anyone to to depend on or anything. So I used to sleep outside. I was like, okay, I really need to go to school, but I don't have anyone to take me to school.
Yeah.
That's why I started selling groundnuts in Gikomba market at the age of 13 in order to get money to go to school. It wasn't easy at all because I used to sleep in a certain hall there. It was so insecure. I was almost raped 4 times because of sleeping outside. Then at one time I decided now, the 5th time, it will be crazy. It will happen. Let me now just take a house of 500 shilling, a cheap house there in Majengo for 500 shilling, and start living there because of security or anything.
Just a moment. When you say that you wanted to start selling groundnuts, how old were you?
I was 13 years old.
13.
Yeah.
Who were you staying with?
I
Who was
sleeping
the guardian
outside.
in this case?
No one.
You had no guardian?
No guardian at all. That's why I used to sleep outside.
Yeah.
So at that time when I was selling groundnuts in Gikomba, then just to put money in order for me to go to school, I really passed well in my KCPE. I was called in a very big national school, but I didn't have
Where did you
money.
go to your primary?
Yeah, it was at Our Lady of Mercy.
Yeah.
Yeah, then I was called at Ngara Girls, but I didn't have money to go. You can imagine it's a national school.
Yeah, Ngara is a good school.
Yeah. So I tried to talk to the principal and in some certain schools who they can listen to me and let me just take my studies. And some listened to me, so I went for at that time I didn't have any uniforms or anything, but they allowed me. I was like the most girl like no one liked because I was so dirty. It was so hard for me even to afford a sanitary towels, even a panty. I remember I used to cut out some leso and wear them.
So which high school did you join?
I took Ngara. There's Ngara. Now there's Ngara Girls and there was Ngara Queens. So I went to Ngara Queens because Ngara Girls was super expensive.
Ngara Queens, was it a boarding school?
No, it was a day school because I couldn't afford the boarding.
Basically.
Exactly. So this is what I normally did. Like every day I go to school, then when it reaches the time I come to the street, I take some jugu, then I start selling them. Then I sleep at a certain hall there. It was very, very hard time. You can imagine at the age of 13. Yeah. So then selling groundnuts, then Form 2, boom, there was Sakata season 1. There was a certain TV station that
came. When you were in Form 2?
There was in Form 2.
Yeah.
Now I remember at that time when I took a house of 500 shilling, I used to have friends there in Majengo, like 10 of them. I told them like, even you guys are sleeping outside like me, can you come at least to squeeze together here in this room? Because 3 of them were HIV positive and 3 were young mothers.
They were students like you?
No, they were abandoned like me. Yeah, they were not going to school So I told them like we need to squeeze here because it's very risky here. At that time the ones who got HIV, they got it through the prostitution because the poverty was very high. They didn't have any option, so they end up getting into prostitution. But I told them it's not the end of the life. Just come, let me to squeeze. Then when Sakata came, we as FBI, my brothers, we grew together in the same hood.
Yeah.
I told them like, wait, we love dancing.
Oh, you have siblings?
They're like my brothers. When Sakata season 2 came,
Yeah.
we participated again and we won. That's
Yeah.
FBA became the winners of
Yeah.
Sakata season 2, and we were given like 1 million Kenyan shillings. So I was given my part. I'm like
1 million. How many were you guys?
We were 8. Yeah.
So what did you do with
divided-
the money? You divided each of you?
Yeah.
How much was everyone
I
getting?
got 100,000 Kenyan shilling. I paid
Yeah.
for my fees
Yeah.
for Form 2 and 3. Then I paid for some of the girls' fees, like almost all of them.
But this is so early. I mean, you didn't tell me which girls, because we are still talking about these roommates you have, but they are not going to school.
Yeah.
They are still engaging in prostitution, right?
No, at the time I took them, I
Yeah.
had to talk to them.
Yeah.
Like, no, you need to stop this
Oh, yeah.
because there's a better life than doing what you're doing right now. So when I took them, they stopped doing that.
Yeah.
That's why I took very serious on paying for their fees. And
So after they stopped, they actually went back to school?
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
So they're the
I
ones you are paying fees for?
at that time. But
Yeah.
right now they're finished, they're in
Of course, they are
college.
grown-ups
They're
right
in
now,
college.
yeah.
And
Thank you.
I'm happy. And even some of them, like 2 of them right now, they're in South Africa doing their mass and communication.
Amazing.
Yeah, and every day they call me like, Mommy, this is because of you. I'm like, yeah, that is what I want. I don't need any money or anything, just you and the education taking serious. Yeah, and Sakata season 2, that's when life changed kidogo. At that time, I realized like I've inspired and motivate so many young, not
Yeah.
only girls but boys in this
Yeah.
country. Then I was getting a lot of messages from people like, hey Moesha, you are the only female in the crew, and you know you keep up with the boys. We need you to come and motivate us, like inspire us, talk to us in so many different counties.
Yeah.
Then I said to myself, all these people are calling me, they are poor, they can't come to where I am.
Yeah.
Why don't I do this? I go and visit them. So every time FBA we go for a show, the money that I used to get, I buy food, books, and I do a tour. No, I didn't have anyone to sponsor me or anything. I just do it from my pocket.
Yeah.
So I used to do a tour. I did in all counties. Then when I was doing that, I realized there was a low
Which year was
turnout.
that?
That was when I was in Form 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, while I was in school, so I used to do it during holidays.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I was doing that, I realized there was a low turnout of girls in each hood that I was visiting. I was wondering why girls are not turning up in this
Yeah,
mentorship. Then I did my research and I realized that girls are not turning up because there's no support in the society in terms of their education and their talent. I said, let me come up with something like that can inspire and motivate these young girls here. Where they can see,
up.
yeah, they can also do it.
Yeah.
Then Divas came. This is when I came with Divas Power Initiative. And at that time, I was having almost like 500 boys that I'm mentoring and 300 girls that I'm mentoring. And when I started Divas Power, I said, let me start something that's going to inspire and mentor these girls, empower them through education and talent.
So when you talk about 300 and 200,
yeah, that was Nairobi.
were you keeping record? How were you even
Yeah.
knowing I have this kind of number?
Yeah, I always have to keep record. I have so many records in my house. I'm like, wow, all these papers. I have a record since day one.
So does everybody just take up your mentorship, or do you have specific, qualities you look into from a child, and then you're like, I think I should pick this one up?
The
for my
most
mentorship
vulnerable
program?
ones.
How do you know they're vulnerable?
Because you have to go and listen to the story. You need to visit them where they stay and understand their lifestyle. You cannot just pick anyone and you don't know the story behind, So that is what I normally did. And right now, I'm mentoring 3,000 girls and 1,000 boys. Yeah, so people are like, hey, Moesha, boy child is how? No, I have even boys. Like, I think you've already seen them here. Those are some.
Just hold on a second.
Yeah.
When you talk about these kids telling you your story, do you encounter situations when kids could come up with a story? Like, I could come up with a story and tell you, Mom, you need to help me. I don't have ABCD. I don't have a parent. I can't pay for my fees. I can't do a thing,
Yeah.
And then I could take you to whichever home, so that I'm pausing for the day.
Yeah.
So that come see me, come see where I stay, so that you can have some pity and some
Yeah.
remorse and help.
Yeah.
How do you just know this is a genuine case? Do you get any help from, like the local leaders, the community
Yeah,
leaders?
I
and
need
stuff
to
like
visit them. I even need to understand the people who are living around them. Like, I need to know their story. I do a very serious research when I take a kid and start mentoring them. Like, I cannot just take kid, no matter how the situation you're just telling me. I need to do a serious research. Maybe I can help you, and your people can do that. And there's someone who is so vulnerable outside here. He or she needs that. So, and right now, from the girls that I'm mentoring, 500 girls are HIV. I have almost
What is
like
the total number you're mentoring?
like right
for the
now
girls?
it's girls now 3,000.
3,000?
Yeah, from December up to now, I had 2,500 from December, and right now it's 3,000. Yeah.
Wow, they're increasing so rapidly.
They're increasing. They're increasing so much. And normally every Saturday I have to do mentorships. I have to do mentorship in this whole like every Saturday, cause you know I need to follow up. Because some of the girls, they were using like drugs.
Yeah.
Some they were like into prostitution. The different activities.
Yeah.
So if you leave them, you're saying you're doing mentorship today, then after 3 months they go back to what they used to do. So you need to follow up until the day they, you know, like they understand like, wow, that was bad. Let me go into this way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you do mentorship, you're basically just talking to them, speaking to them, them knowing importance, taking care of their education as well.
Yeah, I always have to try. There's a time I sold everything in my house in order for some of the girls to go to school. And if I don't have any money, I go and try and talk to the school. I tell them like, give me time. Because thank God some of them listen to me, some they don't. There's sometimes even the girls, they can end up even one term at home. So I always try my level best every single day.
Are all these girls, or rather children, all of them, are they orphans?
Some single mothers.
Yeah.
Some of their parents are like using these drugs. Some of their parents, they abandon them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Others are orphans, and most of them, others are orphans. Yeah, and others are single parents who are very poor. And some of the parents even they are very sick. Yeah, so those are the kind of the situation I'm facing with these girls.
Now the most touching thing to me was about the 500 girls who are HIV positive.
Yeah. And
how are you managing with them?
Now that's I can remember like last year, but too I tried to approach like some people like, you know, I'm a young mother to these girls. I understand so many things about life, but there's some things that some people can talk to them, they can understand in some situation. Maybe it's career wise, maybe it's HIV. So I try to talk to people like, come and talk to my girls, we need you, just come and talk to them, please. No one comes. No one comes. So I need to Google, like I need to know what is happening.
People are not ready to commit.
People, they promise, but they don't come. They promise, but they don't come. I've been doing this mentorship for almost 4 years right now, but I can even count the numbers of people who have just volunteered to come and talk to these girls who have approached. It's very hard, because even I tell girls, Monzi, this Saturday night, someone is coming, blah, blah, is coming. So they're excited. They're like, wow, they're coming to talk about the career, blah, blah, blah. So they come very early here. When they reach here, they're like, where is she? I'm like, trust me, even me. They end up so disappointed.
Hold on there. I'm going to come back to that. Because as we're talking about International Women's Day, basically we are talking about the rights women should be accepted. You know, the rights for women, women rights basically. And that right include, you know, the right to education, which is very key, you know, the right to security, safety, you know, when you talk about the risky environments that we're living in, or rather in the slums and stuff like that. The girl child or the woman should be certain that they are safe in their neighborhood, in the environment, you know. And there are so many other rights, like even the right to own property, you know. Yeah, because we are talking about the 21st century woman.
Exactly.
You know, they need to be all empowered. Now, there's a time you appeared on Churchill Show, you remember?
Yeah.
When was that?
That was I can't forget that day. It was 11th December.
I knew you wouldn't forget. That's why I was like, when was that?
I forget that? That was somehow of a life changer. Like it made people understand what Moesha is doing.
It was a big day for you.
It was a big day. I can't forget that, because I can imagine, like, I've been sending proposal like almost 5 years.
How did you even get hold of Churchill?
Now, as people know, FBI, we've been dancing for Churchill like almost 7 years now.
Yeah.
And December, I was doing something called Divas Dance Competition, where I had 48 female dance crew. They're coming to perform, and all of them, they have challenges, serious challenges, but they love dance so much. So there was a competition of that. And the important thing about that day of the competition, before a crew performs, there was a story. I had taken their story so people understand the challenges these girls are going through. So I talked to Churchill. I remember I talked to Kitili, the CEO of Laugh Industry, and I told Kitili, I'm doing this, and I've tried to approach so many people to understand, like, I'm not doing this a competition, but I want people to come and see and understand the challenges that is going out here. So Kitili was like, okay, let me do this. We'll let Laugh Industry to put the production thing and everything, the lights for you. And so Kitili was there.
Yeah.
Then Kitili understood everything. It's like, no way, this is something you're doing, people should know. We are going to call, it was on 8th, the competition was on 8th of December. And the Mashujaa edition was on 11th of Churchill. So Kitili told me, we need to bring you at Churchill show on 11th. I'm like, okay. I didn't see it as a big deal, like, okay, we used to be on Nini. Okay, Kitili
we are used to,
yeah. So on 10th, then Kitili called me like, hey, you need to come. You are a Shujaa. You are doing something great. People need to understand. The Kenyans need to understand. I was like, okay. Then you need to bring those young kids from Mathare because their story is very vulnerable. I say, okay, from Mathare and Dandora. So the day came, 11th, we were there the whole day. So I'm like, okay, I'm used to going to this stage with Churchill with the whole team. Today it's only me.
Yeah.
Okay. So when I was there,
Freaking
everything
out
that happened there, I was not expecting at all. I'm like, wow. Then Churchill called me. I remember at the backstage, Churchill told me, like, you need to say your story. Don't hide anything. I'm like, okay. You know, at that time, I never liked to tell people about what I went through. I went through my life. I never like, because every time I say about it, I used to get emotional. Like, I don't want to remember.
Have you told me everything that you went through in your life?
Yeah.
I'm here for you. If you get all emotional, it's a happy International Women's Day, viewers.
I don't want
and it's us, the women, just empowering each other. And you can see from my guest, she has this amazing story. So don't get tired because it's gonna move you. And the amazing things she's done to the children and just the community as a whole, you don't want to be left behind. So share with us. Today is that day.
So I remember every time I say my story, I remember some of the girls that I used to mentor, they committed suicide because of, because of, you know, I try to tell people like, come and talk to these girls because no one wanted to listen to me. Some were telling me like, you're too young.
You can't be telling people how to do it when you don't even know how to do it yourself because of your age.
There's this girl I used to mentor. And she used to stay down there. And then she was like, Moesha.
Where was she staying?
There in Majengo, those sides down there. So she was like, Moesha, there's something that is happening to me and I really need to talk to you. I'm like, please tell me. Then she told me like, I've been like sexually harassed and abused with some of the relatives and the family. And so I approached some people like, I understand the pain, but there's some people who are so expert on it. So I tried to email some people like, come and talk to these girls.
She was abused by members of her family?
Some relatives.
Did she specify? Is it my dad, my cousin or something?
Like most of the relatives in the family since almost so many years, you know, and she's trying to tell some of the parents, but they're like, no, you're the one who's bad. No, they don't understand. And that is the one situation that is going on even right now in most of the girls, but they are so afraid to break the silence. Like,
because nobody can believe them actually.
Exactly. That's why I last week I did a mentorship here called Break the Silence, because I have so many girls who they've been going through that, but they've been so afraid to talk about it. I told them like, you need to say it in front of people. Maybe it can change someone's mindset and come and speak about it. So that's why I did that mentorship. So I remember, back to the story, I approached some people like, come and talk to my girls. They are going through so many situations. I'm young, I don't know what I'm just trying to make their life like better, this, you know. But I can do more than that. Even when it comes to school fees and all that, I'm trying. It's not like I have that money. People promised a lot, and the girl, she was going through a lot. Then one day I was called like, she has committed suicide. Oh no. You see? And I'm like, okay, at least people could have come and talk. It could have maybe done something.
So you lost her?
Just like that. Just like that. I was called like, she has committed suicide. And she went to Kambani, I don't know. She decided to do it there. I don't know why, by the way. But it was very sad. And I'm wondering, like, people can, it's just few minutes, come and talk to these girls. It's not like you're coming to give them money or anything, but they need that knowledge and
they need
advice.
Somebody to speak to them.
They need somebody to speak to. But so, and I can say Churchill made a big impact in my life. And even Kitili, thanks to Kitili so much, Kitili understood everything about what I was doing, what I've been doing. And you know, like right now, people saw the TV, they're like, okay, not, like right now, the life of these girls of Moesha, it has changed. Not even this bit.
How do you manage to pay fees? let me get you. How did you manage to pay fees then before Churchill came into the picture? Okay. So that I'm gonna pick it up again from Churchill coming into the picture and moving forward. How are you managing paying the fees? And how many of these girls are school going, like in primary, in secondary, the ones that are in their junior stages of, you know, studies and stuff?
Yeah, so this is what I normally did. Like, I need to have a lot of business, like selling groundnuts, mabuyu, crepes, every business I can think of, selling shoes, selling. I was selling a lot of things at that moment.
All by yourself?
All by myself. Just, hey people, I have this WhatsApp group, I'm selling this. Some buy, others don't buy. But whatever I used to get, I'm like, okay, this one needs it, emergency, I need to send it. Because you know, like right now, every end of the month, I need to send money to different homes of different people that have left those girls in each county to stay with. They need food. They need stock of food, remember that? They need money for the keep up. They need clothes. They need sanitary towels. There's a lot.
So when you say you have to send money to those different homes, what does that mean?
Okay, because some places where other girls are, you need to pay that rent. You need, they are
being housed by somebody.
They are being housed in a certain place whereby I normally send someone to go and look and you know, and understand like what they need, and talk to them, like guide them and all that, because I can't be in the places.
Be everywhere.
I can't be everywhere. But every Saturday I know I have to be in Mombasa or Kisumu or Moyale. I have to keep that calendar.
How many of these girls are in their primary?
Like right now, the primary ones are 800.
800.
Yes.
Different primaries across the country.
Different primaries across.
How
the
many
countries.
are in secondary?
The secondary as well, there are many. There are 850.
And how do you manage to pay fees? I would say for the primary, especially if they're accessing the public primary.
Yeah, that's the good thing.
That's a little bit of,
helps.
you know.
Yeah, but now the secondary schools, sometimes I also have to apply some forms for the CDF to get the bursaries.
Now you're smart.
Yeah.
I think hardship has taught you good.
Oh God, you tell me about it.
So you have to go to the CDF.
I have to talk to the CDF. I have to any form that I know that is giving school fees or free school fees.
Yeah.
Either it's equity or it's whatever. I need to go. I need to find out.
How are these kids' performances?
The good thing?
They
perform very well. Like last year, almost like 400. The one who were in class 8, all of them they passed with 250 and above.
Wow.
They understand. Amazing. They know what I went through, so that they never want to disappoint me in any way. So they work hard on their education and their talent. The good thing, I keep them focused so much.
Now that you took up this initiative, how far are you going yourself ahead? I mean, how far are you going with it? Are you going to take them through university and college? Everywhere
until they reach into a point where by now you see what Moesha did. I also want you to change life of other people, because right now I'm not looking in a way of changing only girls in Kenya, but in Africa, in everywhere. When people think of Divas Power Moesha K, at least her story, it changed my mindset. It empowers me in some ways. That is how I'm looking Divas right now. And most of these girls, like the ones that I'm mentoring right now, there was a time I felt like I need to give up. Oh God, this is extra, too much. I don't have anything, and every day I receive messages from these girls. I don't have books, I don't have I don't have sanitary towels, I don't have this and this. I don't have anything. I've sold everything. Now the house look like a hall. I don't have anything. Like, what? But I talk to myself like, God can't put me through this for nothing. Yeah, there's a reason why these girls, they are looking towards me. So I need to push. I need to push. I talked to so many people, even to give me 500 shilling. No one was listening to me.
We were talking, you didn't tell me how far you went with your studies yourself. Now that you're empowering others do their studies.
I know.
Yeah. So how far did the diva herself get to, you know, in terms of her education?
I did my Mass and Communication at East African School Media of Studies. I took my studies very serious, because sometimes I go to some places, I'm like, hey, you're from Ghetto and the way you're speaking that English. I'm like, dude, I took my education serious so much. Because
who took you through the university?
The universities,
Yeah.
I got a scholarship from the East African School of Media Studies.
Yeah.
They gave
Wow.
me the scholarship. I'm like,
Wow.
let me take this chance.
Amazing.
Yeah, and you know the good thing from education, I was doing
So they
good.
catered for everything.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. From education, I did well, and also now even you can imagine. I'm the only female. I was awarded the best female dancer in Africa, representing Africa and winning in France. I was given that award.
That's girl power.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
girl power. And last year for 2015, 16, 17, and 18, I've become the best cultural act in USA
Wow.
in the World Hip Hop International, being the only female in #1 in the whole world. So I'm working hard on both sides.
When I was watching that Churchill,
Huh?
yeah, I happened to be in the audience.
Wow.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I didn't commit. Yeah. But your story really moved me, and I saw how people just were being touched and coming up and, you know, pledging.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about these pledges. Were all of them successful, or it was just like a publicity? You know how we do it?
I know.
So have we changed this time? Are we doing it better, pledging and doing it?
I can say, yeah, the pledges, most of them, they came through. Others, not yet.
Yeah.
And I know most people think like now Divas has changed. Like,
Yeah, you
now
know, they
it's-
think now, you know, they don't understand it's a drop in an
I
ocean.
know.
I'm sorry, I'm not doing, you know, that publicity for you. I understand how it feels, you know, having this great number
Yeah.
of children and making sure child A up to Z gets
Exactly.
education, and just subdividing all those funds can be hectic.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what happened?
I know so many people are like, wow, Moesha now she's a millionaire. She
Yeah.
has a lot of money. I'm like, that money is not even this. Like, thanks to everyone who pledged, it helped in some ways, but
I think thanks to everyone who pledged and honored their pledge.
thank you
Yeah.
so much. It
Yeah.
meant a lot, like, because it helped in paying some fees for some of the girls and getting their fee structures on third term.
Oh, yeah.
Because some others were not getting the fees, the result slip because of the balance
Yeah.
we had on third term, and it managed to buy let's say the school uniforms. I've been touring like almost all these counties to buy for them uniforms, and others haven't buy for them yet because the money was not enough. I buy books, the sanitary towels, like, you know, and at that time I'm like, okay, this money, yeah, but I wish people know, like, it's not going even to manage to buy for all
I know
these
it can
girls.
never be enough,
I know.
but you know, as a community, everyone will do one bit, and then we
Exactly.
are able to move.
Exactly.
There was somebody who pledged to help one girl, I think, throughout her education.
Yeah,
Was that
I
successful?
remember.
Has that
I
started?
remember her.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the way we communicated with her, and she said like, I need to send the fee structure.
Did you
for
do that?
For the, I'm always like this.
So you did it.
Yeah.
So she
like
picked
this.
up the case.
Yeah, she told me like she's gonna, because I told her like the girl, I had already applied for some CDF thing last Nini,
Yeah.
so they gave me for this term.
Yeah.
So you can start from second term.
Yeah.
So we're waiting for the second
Or
term.
second term, the term coming after
Yes.
this term. Amazing. There's also this person who said they're gonna come and just talk to the girls. They're gonna mentor them, take them through career. Have they managed to touch base? They are yet to.
Yep.
Did you communicate to them?
Yes.
I'm just helping you
Yeah.
make follow up if you had forgotten, because these girls need to get
I know,
empowered. You
I
know?
know.
If you do it, you're doing it for me. You're doing it to
Exactly.
any
Yeah,
other
yeah,
woman out there.
that's
Yeah,
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for up to today. At least they come, because since after Churchill, I've done almost like 10 mentorships, and the thing that I'm still waiting for people just to come and talk to these girls as they
Yeah.
promised. Yeah.
Through the show, you also actually got an opportunity to speak to the CEO, KICC.
On 31st.
Do you remember her?
Yeah, on
Yeah.
31st. Yeah.
Do you think you could have just spoken to her if it weren't for this initiative
of the CEO
of KICC?
of KC
Yeah.
Nana.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah. I was so surprised, like, wow, I've been trying
How
to
does
reach
that
her.
feel?
I was like, wow, she's here.
Yeah.
And she's like, one win kwa ofisi yake, like, wow, you
Exactly.
need to come.
So did you honor that as well?
Yeah, I went and we talked, and she said like we can do some of the practice and mentorship at the KICC.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm waiting on that. And fulfill her pledge. Yeah, and thanks, Nana. Thank you so much.
So is this initiative a community-based organization? Is it an non-governmental organization?
Okay.
Is it registered with?
Yeah, it's registered.
Yeah.
It's registered as a CBO,
Yeah.
as a community-based organization.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can't forget on 31st. Yeah, I can't forget. That was a big day.
Yeah.
It was a surprise, by the way. I was like, okay, Kitili is telling me, make sure you come to Churchill. Make sure you guys are going to perform. But I'm like, you told us like we're gonna perform the next one.
Yeah.
But you need to come, Moesha. You don't know what's waiting. Then I was at Churchill that day on
Yeah.
31st during the day. People are like, are you ready for what's going to happen? I'm like, what are people talking about?
Yeah.
Then people are just smiling. I'm like, okay. Then Bob Collimo came. He was like the guest at the show that day. Then Bob was, after we performed, we went backstage. Then Bob was invited there. Then I was backstage changing. Then I hear, hey, that is my voice.
Yeah.
I'm like, people. Then Churchill is saying, do you guys remember Moesha? I'm like, what? What's happening? Where? Then someone said, wait, don't remove those uniforms. Put them back. Unaitwa. I'm like, okay, what's happening? Then Churchill's like, Moesha, by the way, she was the girl who was dancing here with the FBI. People are like, yeah, we remember Moesha. Then others, even some in the crowd started crying.
Yeah.
Like, they just remember my story. Then Bob is like, yeah, bring Moesha. Then I was called at the stage. I was like, I was shaking. I was not even
Expecting
knowing
it.
what
Yeah.
is happening here. Then Churchill is like, Bob, I think you saw Moesha's story. Moesha was the one who was here at Mashujaa Day. Her story is so inspiring. Then Bob say like, Safaricom is celebrating the 18th year.
Yeah.
So, and I'm going to take 18 of your girls and pay for 5-year scholarship. Wow. I'm like,
That's amazing.
I know.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that was implemented, right?
I know. So I'm like, okay, I was super excited. But then a week later, I came. I'm like, I have 400 girls who have passed very well in class 8.
Yeah.
I need to choose 18. You see, now that's a challenge to me. Like,
That is
who
not
am
a
I
challenge
going
to somebody
take?
who has been doing competitions,
I
going through. You know how to screen it.
Yeah. Now every girl, all
Yeah.
those 400, they're like, mommy is going to pick me. So
But
you see?
mommy has to come up with a plan to see how she's going to pick up the girls. You
so
know?
I'm like, I need to take everyone, but I can't. I've only been
that's
given
why
18.
and that's why they come up with scholarships and they tell
Yeah.
us we want the top ones, we want, we want a minimum of this and this. So you can't tell me
So-
it was helping some
It was
way, right?
helping a lot.
Yeah.
Because I took 3 in Nairobi, 2 in Mombasa. I had to take in different
different
counties.
places,
Then,
yeah.
So, and I sent the calling letters and the fee structures and everything. Then I sent them to them. Then, so I'm waiting for Safaricom. Because I was told like I'm the inspiration of Ndoto Zetu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was for them to join high school, right?
The ones who have cleared class 8 last year. Because it's
Last
5
year.
years.
When are they? High school people already joined.
They was, yeah.
Yeah. So
So,
are they already
and-
reported?
Yeah, they're supposed to report as soon as today.
They were supposed to report as soon as today.
Yes.
That means they are yet to report.
Yes.
But things are going okay?
Yeah.
Are you in
they're-
communication?
Yeah, we
Everything
were
is
so
fine?
communicating with them.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So happy International Women's
I
Day again.
know.
That's amazing. So I'm so glad that I came on a day when things are actually, working out. And for those who pledged and are yet to honor their pledges, they're gonna honor.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm hoping things will get done.
Yeah.
And some of these things, you can't do them alone.
No.
You can't be the one sleeping out. You can't be the one
Yeah.
sleeping hungry. When this is for the sake of, community
Yeah.
development and stuff like that. That night,
Yeah.
people brought in money like crazy, and it was running to 1 million, right?
It was 1 million.
Yeah.
It was 1 million.
I mean, have you ever
Yeah.
gotten that kind of,
Without expecting? No. Like, wow, what is going on here? I was on stage like, what is happening
Yeah.
here? God is working. Like, God works in some ways. Like, God said this is the time. I can't refuse it. So this is what God has made. Okay. The girls cried like,
it was so emotional.
It was
To
so
anybody who
emotional.
watched that show, it was emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that people came to understand like you can have a talent and you can also change the society. Because I used to get rejected with so many people like, where you're a dancer, what you just want to do a dance show. I'm like, no, I'm not doing a dance show. I just want you to come and see the challenges and hear these challenges these girls are going through. please come. I'm like, no, wait, keep on dancing, keep on representing Kenya too outside there. But I want to change this society. Please help me.
Do you have any message to young women like yourself on this special day?
Of course, I always do. I always do. So be humble,
Yeah.
respect yourself, respect others, learn to listen and work hard. And another thing, learn to learn. You just need to know something.
Learn to learn.
Yeah, learn to learn. And most important thing, prayers. Prayers. Without prayers, all this, and without this, even prayers, if you pray the whole day, God works well and on a hard work. He sees hard work. So when you do that, my girls, trust me, you're gonna go far. It doesn't matter how old you are or how young you are, just trust me, your dreams can come into reality.
And don't forget that we are celebrating this day since 1911. So let's count the strides, you know. It's not an easy journey, but when we hold each other's hands, it's going to be possible. Thank you so much and happy International Women's Day again. Bye-bye and have a blessed time.